Hello folks at YouTube, thank you for joining us on the stream here tonight. This is the SL_News Hour. Tonight we have for you a batch of fresh trailers, some headlines, and then some more trailers. Headlines including Kaplan leaving Overwatch, oh my goodness, and other major news from the week. And we're going to talk about some of that, watch some trailers, have some takes, some follow-ups from last week, and let's just see what happens. So first up we have Biomutant, which is all over the place on trailer reveals. I want to say they had the developer's name, I did not catch it. THQ Nordic is developing this, so I don't know anything about this. Let's find out together. At least unless this was like an old E3 reveal or something that I forgot about, which is possible. But the thumbnails of these trailers all looked very colorful. I was excited about that. Is it animal people? Whoa. Wait, whoa, that's cool. Is this like freeform platforming? That guy's got some vibes. Okay. Oh. Cat loves yarn. These environments are very at odds with the character designs. Little Dudes the game, I agree. Little Dudes in Max. It's like Half-Life but done with like tiny animals, the game, I think. There looks to be a lot of platforming happening. Someone else say that it's like Breath of the Wild. I don't want to say it myself. There was a glider. What am I supposed to say? There's no mechs in Breath of the Wild. It's a Breath of the Wild reference. It's true. Gliders were invented by Breath of the Wild. We have to talk about that. We're out of analytical mode into excited mode. What was that? May 25th. Hold on, we're going back. This is the greatest mount that has ever been put in a video game? Are you kidding me? It's like a mechanical gear operated hand? It's kind of horrifying. Hold on. Look at this. Can I get one of those to ride in the game? The same energy as eclectic WoW mounts. So that's like definitely true. This reminded me of this was very Horizon Zero Dawn. This game so far feels like an open world game, and so I am left with feeling very shrug. I don't know what to make of this. We got a lot of gorgeous footage of the engine here. And I'm assuming this is all in engine footage. It looks like an engine footage. I think the engine looks great. A lot of great use of color, cool environments, really nice environmental effects. I love the dust and snow effects in particular. The lighting looks great. The engine is pretty. This is an engine showcase. Great. I love it. Very pretty. I don't know what this game is. So we'll have to hold off until we find out more, I guess. Or watch a different trailer if that trailer's already out. So Biomutant, May 25th on a THQ Nordic. We'll find out, basically, is what we're going to do. Welcome back, Hydra. Biomutant. All right, so up next, Resident Evil 4. You know Resident Evil 4. It's from Resident Evil 4. It's the game. You know Resident Evil 4. So this is Oculus VR. Please, those of you who might be motion sensitive, if there's like weird jerky motions.
Differences between playing RE4 in VR and on console is the shift in perspective and interactivity.
If you're motion sensitive and the head like jogs a lot, just be advised that might happen.
Will you be able to play RE4 from Leon's first-person perspective? And the touch controllers will allow you to interact with the world in a fundamentally new way from how it's played on console. For example, items and weapons have been re-engineered to become physical objects that players can interact with, so that you can pick up
looking unbearably framey
ammo, keys, and treasures, as well as load, aim, and fire weapons in VR. You'll also be able to switch weapons by grabbing them off your body instead of going into a menu.
What?
And you can wield separate weapons with each hand. Even RE4's famous menu is no longer a pause screen.
What?
It's an active tool. A ton of effort has gone into making weapon interactions.
This town's finished. That's true.
And responsive,
that is true.
Including two-handed weapons like shotguns and rifles.
Okay, this looks extremely slick.
We didn't want the shift from third to first person to change the fundamental
I am
way
already motion
Leon
sick.
moves or collides with the world. You'll still move in first person by using the analog stick, but Armature has added a full upper body rig on top of Leon's character to combine his movement with the dual-handed interactivity achieved with touch controllers. If you don't
Okay.
want to use the analog stick to move freely, Armature even added support for teleportation, as well as room scale movement so that you can explore the environment with natural
Okay.
motion.
This is
And
neat.
of course, one of our top priorities is to ensure the experience is comfortably played while seated, and with a ton of comfort options at your
Okay.
disposal to try out.
Why is
As
the
I
presenter
mentioned
in
earlier,
Bug Snacks?
RE4 debuted on GameCube 16 years ago, so you might be wondering, how in the world are we bringing the core systems from the original over to Quest 2?
I am wondering that.
First, it takes passion. The teams at Oculus Studios, Armature, and Capcom are all longtime fans of the game who are accepting only the best results.
That does not answer the question.
And it takes time.
Okay. Let
World
us
geometry has been adjusted to work in
move on a little bit.
stereoscopic 3D.
Okay, that's cool.
And enemy behaviors and attacks have been balanced around the player's new perspective to increase mobility in VR.
Okay.
Also improved support for running the game at a higher frame rate than the original 30 frames per
Good.
second, and fixed many bugs that the 60 FPS versions of the game had.
That's
Now,
sick.
while Armature has adjusted a number of things for VR,
Oh, she's
some things
distancing
just
by
haven't
being
needed
on
to
Bug Snacks
change.
Island. Okay. Makes sense.
character animations have been faithfully converted to Unreal Engine 4 and remain untouched from the original
We are
source
getting,
material.
we are losing
All
sight
cutscenes
of.
will be presented in their original
This is a
format.
lot of helpful information. I just am not at
If you're
the
a fan
point of
the
interest in this
survival horror genre
game
like me,
where
You've likely played.
like this is a
or
novelty
tried
to me because I don't
play
have access to
a lot of
VR.
Scary games in VR. Now,
So I'm like, oh, that's a
RE4
cute
isn't known
concept.
For being the scariest in the Resident Evil franchise, but it is scarier and more suspenseful in VR.
That's
thanks
not why you
to
play
spatial
Resident Evil 4.
audio and immersive interactivity. Armature has manipulated aspects of the
That-
original
that's true,
RE4
though.
audio data and have used it instead as 3D spatial sound. So when you hear noises like crows, voices, and creaks, you're going to want to turn your head to see if there's a threat. They've also made sure that audio telegraphs from enemies to indicate which direction they're attacking from. So where on console you might have heard a Ganado approaching and rather calmly press buttons to reload and prepare a takedown, in VR, you're checking your ammo, you're scrambling
Okay.
to load a mag. And if you drop it, you're only adding to the stress and suspense of the situation by needing to physically correct your mistakes. You'll be living in the moment, carefully packing
At
your
last,
own inventory.
people living in the
Relying
moment,
on
no
your
cell
senses for
phones.
success more than
Okay.
you've ever done before.
All right. Interesting trailer. I'm very excited about the concept here, of course. I think this is fascinating. They seem to put dramatically more attention into this game than I would have ever imagined. Very, very deep. Yeah, I think this could be done phenomenally. I think I remain, my general VR take remains that I'm unconvinced, basically. I've only done VR a couple times, so I need more time to be convinced. But sitting from, as a perspective of somebody who hasn't got a lot of time with VR, I'm like, that looks cute. I'm not seeing the heavy appeal, but it does seem like a very cool demo, like a very cool amount of tech. It's exciting, cool mechanics, interesting stuff going on here. All right, so if you want to watch more trailers, stick around. We're hitting more trailers in the back half here. Up next, the headlines. We're going to turn on some tunes. This week's tunes, courtesy of, as always, OC Remix. Today's album, Chronology, a jazz tribute to Chrono Trigger, out in 2016. Got some good jazz for you today. The big headline the past couple days, Discord and Microsoft. Please forgive whatever else is going on here. But hey, Discord and Microsoft, this is where the initial reporting was from, WSJ. That's it. That was the whole news. That's it. Discord and Microsoft were in talks to get acquired. They have since said no. The biggest takeaway from this and the biggest kicker going forward is not just that the Discord said no, which a lot of people have been celebrating, because acquisitions of beloved software, especially by giants like Microsoft, always come with a catch. And while I personally think that Microsoft's recent acquisition pattern indicates that they likely would have been fairly hands-off with Discord, it always leaves open this question of like, what are they doing with Discord's data? Or is the EULA going to change? What's going to happen? Are they going to roll it into another platform, right? Like all these things that we don't necessarily want to see happening to software that we use a lot. So yeah, probably very good thing here that Discord dodged this. They're looking at an IPO as the big kicker here, and potentially looking at being acquired down the line, but not yet. So very interesting that they're angling for a more long-term relationship with a larger tech company like Microsoft or another tech company. They said they didn't want to cut off the potential to work with Microsoft in the future, but just found out that they didn't want to be acquired right now. So interesting, curious to see where this goes. Discord's a titan, like they're basically irreplaceable right now. You know, we've been through Vent and Skype and all these things in the past, so if Discord ever goes under, there'll be other platforms, but it is fascinating to see how big this got. I mean, given this was talks for a $10 billion acquisition, and they turned it down, which tells you how big Discord is. Up next, much smaller news, voicing in SMT3. A game that I believe previously had no voice acting, and Ruben Langdon, the current voice of Dante, and has voiced Dante since DMC3, is voicing Dante, the DMC2 version of Dante that appears in SMT3 Nocturne.
Doubt I'd find any sushi or geishas in this hellhole.
Shoutouts to Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Man, that geezer really knows how to sell it. This job already sucks ass. Oh well, time to get to work.
So, phenomenal acting. Love to see it. SMT Nocturne, another bit of quick news on this. SMT3 Nocturne is capped at 30 FPS on PC. Oof. We're still waiting for information on the game in full. Looking to see all the details. It's looking to be like a much rougher port than not DMC4. Persona 4. Persona 4 Golden, which was a phenomenal port. So, in the SMT series porting, this is not going to be their brightest moment, but we'll see how it goes, basically. From what I understand, the actual porting it was technically a lot more difficult than Persona 4, so we'll see. We'll see. This one is a very quick one, another quick Twitter headline, like, hey, here's a quick Twitter headline. KOTOR remake from Asper Media. That's the whole headline. Isn't that exciting? I'm excited. I've never played KOTOR. I will probably play KOTOR originally first before this comes out, and then play this when it comes out as well. Easy headline. Battlefield. This is extremely jargon. This is the official EA Battlefield site. Big old press release. The TLDR. Battlefield is coming back, quotes, to its origins, I believe, on all-out military warfare. I do not know what that means. Does that mean a battle royale with vehicles? Probably. I don't know. They're playtesting now, so something coming out later this year they haven't announced yet. I don't know what that means. I don't believe soon TM. This game is probably not coming out this year. That's what I got. Beyond that, there's going to be a spin-off mobile game, standalone game. Sure. It's worth noting that despite, like my personal lack of interest in mobile spin-offs of FPS games or mobile spin-offs of VR games, they are an absolutely massive part of the industry. Call of Duty Mobile makes a truly unbelievable amount of money, as does Fortnite, obviously. But COD Mobile makes just like big money. So yeah, no, that's entirely true, Curry. I think we could be going back to World War II. My guess is that by origins they mean like going back to the 1942 Battlefield 2 era of very large scale online multiplayer shooters. The problem is they're doing that in the Battle Royale era. That's sort of my big open question is like, what does this mean in an era where the idea of a 100 player game is no longer Battlefield selling point? That's like a thing that you can just do now. That's no longer the, sort of the 30v30 or whatever it was back in early Battlefield PC games. What the novelty was just how big the game was. So yeah, I think bringing vehicles and big maps back, even doing like maybe their angle is going to be doing 50v50 multiplayer instead of doing battle royale, right? Doing like a team-based, objective-focused Battlefield game, but on the scale of a battle royale. That I think could do well in the market. There's nothing like that I'm aware of right now. There could be a game or multiple games in that space, but nothing with a major brand associated with it. Like even COD Warzone is just a battle royale, right? So seeing like a traditional team deathmatch or objective-focused Battlefield style game with, capture points, that big sort of tactical, strategic, I guess more strategic than tactical, but a more strategic focused game on objectives and stuff like that could have some winners. So interested to see. I played a lot of Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 2142. Any 2142 people out there? Man, lovely game. Really wild, weird mechanics. How to block. It was a near future Battlefield game. That game ruled. There was like mech walkers, giant airships. Good stuff. Wish they had done more with it. Anyway, give me a remake of that and I'll play that. Follow-up from last week. All the yelling worked. Remember we yelled for like 10 minutes about this? It worked. It turns out it worked. If you yell long enough, the developers, or in this case publishers, do in fact hear it. Sony, I guess, just figured that like people wouldn't care that much if they pulled the plug on PS3 and Vita, and then people did care, and they were like, oops, you guys cared, sorry. And that's it. That's sort of the long and short of it. This is the whole piece of news. So, as we talked about last week, this is a very good thing. Getting more access to more games for longer is good. PSP still dying, most games on PSP are on Vita. Yeah, exactly. So, the PSP dying is unfortunate, but that's also sort of like a more expected end of life as far as I'm aware. The PSP's been around for a minute, and the PS3 and Vita are, you know, not quite there. So excited to see this, and yeah, looking forward to it. So good. I mean, this is just net positive, right? More access to more stuff on more platforms for longer, more warning for sunsetting. Good. Yeah, good. Yeah, PSP was 2006 as a competitor to the DS Hydro Subs. Yeah, yep. And now for the weirdest headline that I've seen this week. Do not panic. If you read this and you panic, do not panic. The headlines are written like this to get the clicks. I do not begrudge any gaming sites for doing that. So this is baffling. This is one that I do not fully understand, and I want to talk about for a second. It's just going to be its own independent storefront that is downloadable via the Epic Games Store. What does that mean? I have no idea. The long story short is Epic's not taking a cut from what they sell on itch. They're just offering it as a platform. I didn't even know this. Spotify is apparently on the Epic Games Store. So the Epic Games Store is angling to be a broader storefront beyond just a seller of games and be its own app store in its own right. I do not know what that means. I do not know why they're doing this. I will say that it does align very well with Epic's overall strategy of just getting as many people in the door as possible. That's been their whole strategy from day one. Offer free games every week. Offer random discounts. Just get people to download and have the Epic Games Store on their computer, and eventually they will buy stuff on it. I believe the idea behind this. So, given that strategy, just putting more stuff on the Epic Games Store that you want to be using is something that'll benefit them. Getting more access to more people to itch is good. If it just sort of works on the Epic Games Store as it does via web browser, that will be a good thing. That is just more access to a very excellent and thriving independent games marketplace. If that works, you get to see more indie games in more places. I think you'll love to see that. I don't know what to say beyond this is extremely weird. And I'm glad that more people will know that itch exists, because itch is very niche. It's like it's its own thing. It's very much its own independent marketplace, and has a lot of developer control. It's a very, very strong platform that has a lot of good to offer both developers and gamers. I don't know why this is happening, other than, you know, Epic trying to get more downloads. But if it works, people get more access to itch. I think that is a very good thing. Yeah, itch is a phenomenal platform. It is like one of the top ways to offer games independently. So I think getting more visibility is going to be fantastic for it. And let me see if this links just links to itch. It does not. TLDR, like a lot of this says, you can just go to itch.io to check it out, but it's not so much like a Steam so much as it is a way for independent developers to sell and market their games to a platform that is curated for. So it mostly, I mean, I haven't gone on itch as its own platform myself. I've gone through developers' own pages on itch and bought games through their own links directly. So I'm very curious to see how like a centralized itch app will work. But yeah, this is fantastic. and glad to see more access to itch. The other really big piece of news for the week, and this one again, I was saying this before we started recording, there's not much I can add to this because it's all been said this week. This is bizarre. Jeff Kaplan has left Blizzard after specifically, I think it's 19 years, 18 or 19 years. It's 18 years. I've heard 19 this week, so, but 18 years. Jeff Kaplan has left. Oh, yeah, he's 19. Okay, I'm sorry. 18 was the vet. Oh, that's the new manager, the new game director. Excuse me, Aaron Keller. So Jeff Kaplan, the director of Overwatch and a absolute veteran, shining star at Blizzard, like one of the biggest public-facing developers at Blizzard for decades, just out of nowhere leaves Overwatch after having run the game since its inception with a single paragraph of a note before Overwatch 2 comes out. There's not a lot of ways to read this that indicate good things are happening at Blizzard, is why I emphasize these things. This is an extremely strange circumstance for this to be happening. If Kaplan had waited until next year to leave, it would have been after 20 years, getting the big 2-0, and seeing the game through to its launch at Overwatch 2. I would be shocked to hear that there is not a lot of internal turmoil going on at Blizzard right now. Yeah, we don't know if it's too much Activision or not. We don't know what the cause is, but I cannot see this but as some sort of major internal turmoil at Blizzard. It's just too weird of a timing. I mean, Kaplan has been deeply invested in the game for years, since it came out. So it would just be so weird to see. This is very strange, very sudden, very unexplained. Same with this too. Never accept the world as it appears to be. Always dare to see it for what it could be. I hope you do the same. Very weird, ominous note, especially when considering, some of the talks recently about Activision trying to enforce too much control over games' creative direction. Yeah. Very odd. Very odd. So, as Curry said, hopefully we get a post-mortem at some point. Hopefully we find something about this at some point in the near future. Because this is just one of those changes that doesn't happen by accident. Unless something major happened to him personally. That's another thing that could be happening, some sort of major personal change that he doesn't want to disclose to the public, which would be, of course, 100% his business. Something happened here. I don't think this is like a, hey, I'm done, unless something like really big happened. I mean, I don't see a world in which he doesn't stick around until the Overwatch 2 launch, at least. Even if he's like done with he wants to retire. I don't know. Yeah. So very strange. I'm not really deeply invested in Overwatch at this time. I'm not familiar with where the game's at. I don't know what this means for the game. I don't know if Aaron Keller's been working with the game for a while, or what the deal is, or how this looks for the future of the game. If you're involved in Overwatch, let me know if there's stuff I should know. All right, that's the headlines for the week. We're gonna head back to trailers now. A few more trailers for the day, including a 40K property, Necromunda, Hired Gun. Necromunda, excuse me. I said Necromunda, like a plebeian. So I don't know what this is, but it's 40K related, I think. Right?
Not a very nice place. Innumerable gun factories to feed the imperium of
Yeah.
man. An endless sea of humanity, gang warfare, violence, and dogs. But the dogs are okay.
Puppy.
This is you, a bounty hunter.
Okay.
It's tough work, but it pays well. And
I am now a
business is
bounty
endless
hunter.
in a place like this. Seriously, endless. You kill for a living, yeah, which is fun on its own. But
Okay.
there's also people to find, information to hunt down, your cyber mastiff to feed, loot to loot. Doing that job takes you all over the Underhive. Humongous trains pulling tons of cargo through gang war zones. Mile-high stacks of ancient technology
Very pretty.
feeding mega furnaces to pump out arcane weapons. Jury-rigged fortresses, chem labs, fighting pits, abandoned wrecks of spacecraft leaking throne knows what. It's gonna be an adventure, all right. It's
The engine
busy
is
work,
gorgeous.
and lots of people are hell-bent on making it harder. Martyr's End. An oasis of mild peace inside the whirlwind that is the Underhive, and filled with just the most wonderful people. Rogue doctors, dome runners, gangers, murderers, gun dealers. Even a barmaid has more information than you'd expect, for the price of a couple of drinks. That might seem like a lot of people to worry about. Alongside
A
the
double
endless
jump?
guilds, the gene stealer and corpse cults, even the enforcers and machinations of the Inquisition have an influence. But they, and the various houses and gangs, all want one thing: their targets eliminated, their information found. Get
Boost
to
jump.
work.
June 1st on digital stores, June 30th in retail. Okay, focus home. We did not see a lot of gameplay here. My curiosity after watching this is this going to be more of a BioShock or a... I would just think about the game, what's it called? Borderlands. Emphasized loot. I think it looks like a Borderlands. Outlanders too, yeah. Yeah, I think this. I think to me this is looking more like a 40K flavored Borderlands type beat, and I think that's basically a good idea. Long and short, 40K is an enormously rich world texture to bring in. I think it's very smart to do that. To Curry's point, Warhammer does sort of feel like it's having a major renaissance right now. Very present in the gaming space, very visible. And this is in part because they're very free with their license. Like, you know, in general, Games Workshop is very willing to just let game developers make games about Warhammer, which lets a lot of games about Warhammer get made, which is very cool. So at the end of the day, you know, this is a game that, like every one of the several dozen Borderlands / Destiny wannabes, could be pretty good, could be pretty mediocre. I have no idea, and we're just going to have to wait to find more. I think that because we're using 40K as a setting here, the world design and art direction are fantastic. They're gorgeous. Everything oozes style, oozes a very particular flavor and a very, very deep amount of world building. I think that's fantastic. And I think that's sort of the long and short of it. It's a great setting. If they flex the setting and marry it to a solid game, this is going to be a great experience. If not, it could be like whatever number of dozen of game that was like Borderlands but is mostly fine. Just like Borderlands, a game that is mostly fine. You know. So we'll see how it goes. Very curious to see how this goes. So that's Necromunda Hired Gun, June 30th retail, June 1st digital. This is a very, very quick one. I have not played Warframe in a while, but this I thought was very notable. They are on their 8th year anniversary. So I don't know if there's going to be like a trailer or just like, hey, you could get some cool stuff. Oh, I want some skins. Hold on. Wait a second. I want skins. You can't just say free skins. A bobblehead. That's worth logging in, right? Okay, I thought there was gonna be more going on. Okay, if you play Warframe, you can sign in to get some anniversary stuff, including a bobblehead. Isn't that great? Tales of Arise. So, all I know about Tales of Arise is that it is in the Tales of series. That is what I know. I have not played a Tales of game before. Maybe I will soon. Let's find out. People are very excited about this.
Put them back into it, embedded. Hurry up! Go on, get moving.
Not everyone is strong enough to stand, Alpha. That's why the world needs people like us.
Step aside, slave.
We've got a better chance working together.
Ooh, those effects are pretty.
A long time ago, my people were once known as mages.
Astral energy!
Say no more. There's someone I was hoping we could invite along with us. Count me in.
You ever punch people? Yeah, it's got a great look to it. Is it turn-based?
It's time to finish this. Magna Ray.
Is that gun magic? Was that gun magic?
It's entirely in your hands.
choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
The guy is so
What
wide.
amazes me is how anyone could have that kind of power and yet keep it hidden all this time.
I don't know what this game is. I gotta be real with you. I don't know what this is. That's cool though. September 10th. It's very pretty. Give me like 1 second. I want to double check because I think I pulled up another trailer for it earlier. I thought I may have switched over to this trailer actually. I didn't. Okay. Let me see. Oops. Nope. Hold on. That's the wrong one. That was the tweet that I had copied from earlier. Pardon? Oh, that's why. Good thing I didn't like copy something real. Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on. Please forgive the technical difficulties. Because I got this earlier thinking that it was the same trailer, and I was like, oh, we'll just have the English header. I didn't realize one was going to be dubbed and one wasn't. I'm assuming this trailer was in Japanese. And the game's not dubbed in English in general. Fascinating. Okay. That's really cool to develop a simultaneous release English dub trailer. Good for them. So there is a Japanese trailer out as well, if you want to see the trailer in Japanese. Tales of Arise comes out September 9th, I believe. We just saw, like, 10th, sorry. Cool. You can pre-order. It comes out on the PS5. I might play it. It looks cool. I don't know what it's about or how it works. I think Tales of games are turn-based. Turn-based JRPG, I think. Party-based, I think. That's all I know. That's what I got for you. If Tales of fans, if you're out there, let me know. They depend? Okay. Pardon. There's some like my brain said RTA. The thing that Final Fantasy does sometimes. ATB. Oh, my brain, we got there. ATB. Anyway, the perhaps the most exciting part of the night is Extremely OK Games, which I have not actually watched this yet, despite that having run. They are the new name Action RTB, but with or RTA. What's it called? ATB, but with miniature mechanics. Okay, cool. So Extremely OK Games is the new name of the studio that made Celeste and Towerfall, and they're releasing a new game. That's extremely exciting to me. Let's watch the trailer. Love this concept art. Very pretty. Use of color is great. Love the kind of dark fungal forest. Accordion. Ooh, Earthblade. I can't tell if this is like the Twitter compression or not, but it looks almost like an intentionally like 90s styled logo with the way they have some like flickering on it. I think it's intentional, yeah. This is gorgeous. Getting big Zelda Castlevania kind of style out of this, I think. That's what I'm guessing, at least. This stuff is fantastic. Love the architecture. Really pretty spires. I'm guessing no gameplay. They said the game's gonna come out in 20XX, so I think that's their tongue-in-cheek way of saying eventually. Chrono Trigger, yeah. So, I mean, after Celeste and in Towerfall, for that matter, Towerfall rules. I'm very here for whatever Extremely OK Games does. Looking forward to it. Oh, studio update. Here we go. A next-gen game. Here we go. Earthblade. The name of our next game. Also showing up our teaser poster. Is that this? Man, that's pretty. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, 2D explore. Okay, yes. So I was right about the Castlevania vibes. Explore action is a good way to talk about Castlevania as a genre. the Metroidvania genre. I believe I've heard it as also like a, God, there's like a Japanese name for the genre that I think hits the nail right on the head. It's like character action, not the character movement, or like a like movement or progression based RPG kind of. There's some sort of term for it. I need to find the term, but it's phenomenal. And yeah, this kind of rules. Already a press kit. Okay, it's just that stuff. Okay. Music by Lena Rainey. I can't remember if they did the Celeste music or not. Think of this as a vibe reveal. I have been successfully vibe checked. Like, I'm loving the vibe here. Okay. Okay, so this is not just their 4th game. All right, Earthblade. It'll be a while. 4 prototypes, 3 years since Celeste initial release, of course. Yep. Okay. Vibe check DC-14 passed. Phenomenal. Okay. Shout outs to Maddie and the team. Looking forward to this. I mean, Celeste is one of the best platforms I've ever played, and I am deliriously excited to be hearing that they're making a Metroidvania, is sort of the long and short of it. The developers of Celeste making a Metroidvania is about as good as it's going to get for my interest level, so I'm very happy for this, and a great way to end today's news hour. So, if you're here, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this, you know, we'll just vibe for a second. Hopefully you enjoyed today's / this week's SO_news hour. If you're enjoying the format, please let me know on the YouTube comments below, or on Twitch, or on Discord, what you liked about it. If you like the format, would you like to see this on me in the green screen? Would you like to see more of these? Would you like to see less of them? Let me know what's up, and I can hopefully make that happen in reality. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you on the Twitch stream. It runs every night, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/SO_TV. The news hour airs every Thursday at 8 p.m. So come on by and join us live. Hopefully I'll see you there soon. Until next time, enjoy yourselves. Peace out.